Hello and welcome to the Dublin Arsenal podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Giles. As always, we've changed our name from the Irish Arsenal GOONER podcast just to coincide with our YouTube channel, Dublin Arsenal. So it's from now on the Dublin Arsenal podcast. So hopefully that in itself will put the views up. I'm joined as always by my regular guest, Martin Stumble. How are you, Martin?
Not too bad, thank you very much.
Our host, of course, of Beyond the Last Man. Thanks for joining me. Carl OZZY Osborne from the UK. How are you, pal?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Not too bad, little dick.
You started already. Shot fired already.
We'll at least get 2,000 views for that comment in itself. Eamon, who are you? Donnelly, put a sock in a Barlow. How are you?
Evening, Jonathan. I'm just making some bacon, spuds and cabbage here. Reminding me of the manager of the Ireland team there. We had a guest house there. And they used to give us a jug of squeeze in the morning there. It's one of the good tell you. Squeeze there.
That's Ken Barlow on the Knicker Factory to use on Skype. How are you, Eamon? You're good, so?
Not too bad, yeah. All good. Great trip on Saturday. All good.
And a newcomer to the show, a lifelong gooner. It was always in the Dublin Arsenal Supporters Club here in Dublin. Edward Scanlon, how are you, Edward?
Hello, Johnny. Hi, guys, and thanks for the invitation.
Great to have you on, Ed. Ed's knowledge of Arsenal is like Eamon Donnelly's himself, a lifelong gooner, so it's nice to have someone else on.
He didn't win the quiz.
I think I know one thing, Johnny, is Eamon's always righter than I am, so.
We'll see after tonight.
If everybody listen to me, Ed, everything will be outside.
Put a sock in a Barlow. Thanks for coming on, lads, tonight, as always. You can catch our show on the Dublin Arsenal YouTube channel, and follow us on our social media platforms: Spotify, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, as always. Shout out to justarsenal.com/vids. Pat McLaughlin does a great job there, so give him a like and a subscribe and a watch. Catch all the matches throughout the season in the official supporters club bar here in Dublin, the River Bar, which was rocking on Saturday. Myself, Martin and Ed were there. I think we'd all agree. Last week's stats to start off. 659 views, 12 likes for OZZY's little dick comment. And we're up to 2,930 subscribers now. Relating to the Dublin Arsenal quiz we done a week ago, thanks to OZZY, who done a great job hosting, by the way. We got 2,015 views, 11 likes, and that's really, we're going to do one now on the June Bank Holiday weekend as well. So I hope you're all looking forward to that. The champion is Eamon, of course, wasn't it, OZZY?
Can I just say that I've
yeah,
got
go ahead.
Trophy.
Look at that.
That's going to be coming your way, Eamon. It's quite panic shaped, isn't it, really, when you look at it?
Think about the idea now. That looks like something more than England ever won.
It's coming home,
Eamon,
man. It's coming home.
This is going to be making it to your house, mate, all right? So you have to keep it until the next winner, all right? So there you go. Well done, mate.
The little dick trophy.
It's engraved.
Is that bigger than the Audi Cup?
I'd like to say as well, we've got a new sponsor, which Martin's going to say now. Martin, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we got a great partnership now with Balon Sport. They brought out the Irish retro gear, and we have a competition running on Instagram and Facebook, where you just tag your two mates and just give them both a like on themselves. They have the range now on the website, and we're gonna raffle two of the jerseys, one away and one home jersey from them, probably after the Liverpool game. So just go over, and I think the link is going to be in the video today. So just give them a follow. They do really, really good stuff. Not only the Irish gear, but like they also do nice other jerseys. So yeah, shout out to them, and thanks for sponsoring them two shirts. Hopefully going to get a good hand for them, like to wear them.
I know Martin has her sister show Beyond the Last Man. I'd like to give a big shout out to Katie McCabe, who scored an absolute cracker of a goal yesterday. Will there be a show this week, Martin, on the women's team?
There's not going to be a show now because Lottie is not available. She does have actually her own podcast, so we're gonna have to have a look how we're gonna do this. But yeah, like big shout out to the girls because like not only did they qualify now for the semifinal with a great win against Bayern, but McCabe actually got injured in that thing, and then she came back and smashed that goal in to beat Manchester City. To win that game as well, and like it's absolutely amazing how she did it, and fair play to them. They're actually on fire as well now. So let's hope we can get that same result against Man City in a couple of weeks. Maybe we're gonna put her on the bench. I don't know if that is possible. just to have it there. No, but shout out to them. Because when she left on crutches, I was really worried. Not only for the season, but even for the World Cup. Because she's obviously a main thing for the Irish team. So I wouldn't have wanted to see her. And Arsenal had a good few injuries this season, so it didn't need any more. But thank God it's not as bad as it looked like. And yeah, she went out and just absolutely smashed it in the corner. So yeah, fair play to her.
Yeah, whatever the issue was after Christmas, with she wasn't getting selected for a few games. Let's not overthink what was going on there. But yeah, it's great to see her getting back into the team and doing her job brilliantly.
100%, yeah.
An all-round player as well. Yeah, she doesn't mind slotting into different positions when she has to. Yeah, terrific job and an exciting title race for the women's team like herself. So here to the Arsenal. On this week's show, we'll be reviewing our 4-1 home win over Leeds United. Previewing, of course, the big one on Sunday against Liverpool, 4:30 at Anfield. Another massive game in the title race. We go to the review. So as always, 4-1 at home. A brace by Jesus. Ben White 2 minutes after half time, and Odegaard's exquisite assist for Granit Xhaka to bury a header past Meslier, and Christensen got a goal back for Leeds. First half up until we scored, we weren't great. Leeds could have had a goal after nearly like what Bournemouth had. Christensen had a shot and was well saved by Ramsdale. He was really alert, so fair play to him. Tad Jesus, great to see him back and scoring his first goals since his injury. Ben White again, brilliant. Be close to player of the season for us, I think. Kind of goes unnoticed. And Xhaka has just gone from strength to strength for us. And with Bukayo Saka not starting from the start, I thought Trossard has done another good, again, an assist for Jesus. What a signing. Look, you can't argue with 4-1 at home, against Leeds, who were fighting for their lives, who played really well, I thought, in the game. I thought the score might have probably a bit flattered us, to be honest. They did have their moments, but I'll take 4-1 any day. I'll go to Ed, since you're new to the show, Ed. I know I was sitting beside you in the River Bar. How did you see the game on Saturday yourself?
Well, you covered it there nicely, Jonathan. Yeah, I mean, as usual, we're a little bit slow out of the blocks. The defending, lines, and I'm not pointing out anybody in particular. It was just a case of they weren't quite used to their positions. And again, the first goal. Once we got the first goal, it looked like we were going to go away with it. And Trossard's amazing. Play either side just as well. Was cursing at Southgate all last week. Playing Saka for the 180 minutes plus on both matches. There was unwanted and unnecessary from our point of view. I'm great that he has whatever his issue is with Benny White. It suits us better.
Yeah.
That he's not on Southgate's radar. I think Ramsdale will be just a little bit pissed off again, a little carelessness for losing the clean sheet. But 4-1, I was looking at the goal difference against City. They're only 2 behind on goal difference. Nearly as many goals scored, considering that they trashed Bournemouth by 8 or 9-0 to pad out their goal difference. So take that out of City's books. We're been playing better than them. And people slag off our defense, but our defense is one of the best in the league. It's just it is frustrating to see a careless mistake, but you've been nitpicking on that at times, and we hope Saliba's back, but he can be just as And Rob Holding hasn't done anything wrong. You know, I know he's having the toughest challenges Arsenal are going to face in the run-in, but, you know, as a cover player, I'm happy.
Yeah. Who would have been your man of the match, Ed, on Saturday?
I just thought Odegaard just does everything so well and smoothly. I was actually a little bit worried about him last season. He was not really understanding his role and he was put pretty a little bit further back into slightly more defensive in like at the Fabregas position.
Yeah.
Where he's now in the sort of the Santi Cazorla. You know, if you remember the Santi Cazzola's performance against Man City, I hope he has one of those in a couple of weeks' time. But I just think he is so smooth and just such a joy to watch. And I kind of missed having midfielders that were a joy to watch, like Ramsey, Rosicky, Santi, you know, that kind of standard. And he's at that now, and I think that's amazing. And you know, if he starts, he's always the man of the match. You know, unless somebody else does something amazing. But the wingers do their job, and you know, I mean, Gabriel Jesus still not back to his best. You know, and he hadn't been before he's got injured. So happy enough, you know.
Yeah, it was. We only narrowly won 1-0 against Leeds at Ennon Road back in October, so Leeds are to be respected. They came out and played, didn't they, in the first 40-odd minutes up until that silly tackle by Ayling, really,
Yeah. I mean, Ayling was doing okay. He kind of had wound up, you know, he is a kind of wind-up merchant. You know, they're not bad. I mean, like, you know, there's so many teams that probably don't deserve to go down this season in that league. Like, you know, there's only 1 or 2 points between the bottom 8.
It's tight. Yeah, you're right there,
you know, So, you know, and, you know, we're not playing that many of the relegation teams left, maybe Forest later on in this. But, you know, there's going to be tight games there. And, you know, Arsenal have been going through those games quite tidily. And, you know, that was a really difficult win at Leeds. You know, I remember it well. It was, you know, we were lucky to get the 3 points out of that, you know.
Yeah, I think this second goal by Ben White at the start of the second half was the killer for Leeds, you know. I think that really did turn the game as well. Eamon, you were at the match on Saturday. I
was, and I spoke to Frank Stapleton afterwards, and he said, we won the game because we got goals from the other team. No, I'll tell you what. So we all rocked into the pub. I happened to miss OZZY at the weekend, but we put that right the next time. So Man City made a big statement, and it would have been very easy for the Arsenal for tension to creep in, right? And I know everybody's gone on the pub. Oh, Thomas Partey's missing, but Kyle Saka's missing. No, I'm saying to guys, this is what we're going to have to deal with. So we could have been very tense, and we lost our best player through illness, right? And for the first 30 minutes, I agree, we weren't that great. But at the same time, having weathered the early couple of things, we were still relentless. We might have been creating chances, but we were moving them all over the place. And you might slag off Luke Ayling for doing what he did. But when you're being moved all over the place like that, you get a tired leg and you do something stupid because you're tired chasing shadows. And that's what happened. A great piece of skill by Jesus. Just done him. And you could see it building. You could see it building after 20 minutes. What I loved about it was we never panicked. We never went out thinking we had to get a goal after 5 minutes or any of that just because of what Man City had done. We did our thing. And after we got the first goal, we were in total control of the game, and it was a very, very good performance, a very professional performance. I thought Martinelli absolutely tortured them again, but to me, and he was suffering from illness as well, Ben White was just absolutely unbelievable. Right? One mention I want to give to, because Saliba's been out, and I know somebody said Ed said Rob Holding hasn't done that long. Well, he got a hair transplant.
Yeah.
That's just wrong. I'm not having it. It's a double standard. It's false. I'm not having it. But what I do want to mention is Gabriel has been in the shadow of Saliba this year because Saliba's been so good. Gabriel has become an absolute leader on that team. Absolutely phenomenal. Front foot football all the time, cajoling players, and he really has gone under the radar. He's been outstanding. In the second half, Granit Xhaka gave just an absolute orchestration of proper inside forward midfield play in the second half. He was incredible, you know. And I just have to say, the team is brave. We might come up short, we mightn't. We have a real chance, but it won't be for the want of trying. It won't be for the want of collectivity. It won't be for the want of unity of purpose. And that goes down to the coach. That goes down to the manager in what he has fostered there. And you look at West London, CSKA, Fulham FC, and another manager sacked, and all these big name managers. And I heard people on this show said we should have gone for somebody like Graham Potter, Harry Potter, Maureen Potter. I'm telling you, right?
Are you listening, Graham?
We have a big name manager at this club, and I tell you what, we need to tie him down to a long-term contract.
Yeah. Johnny got a bit of an earful about it on Saturday.
We still need a big name manager till we win trophies.
Well, win trophies. I'll get up my arse and tell you if they won trophies. Right.
Arteta's already won the FA Cup, don't forget.
That's not a trophy in my
Trossard did very, very well. And again, I'm going to go back to some of these big name manager calls. We didn't spend 88 million on Mudrake. We got Trossard instead, and the WhatsApp was in meltdown. Trossard
still is meltdown.
I tell you what, Trossard looks like a guy who's playing in a championship-winning team.
Yeah.
Well, he's playing for us.
He does, he does, 100%. Yeah.
And people say, and I heard Ed saying that he won't forgive Southgate for playing Bukayo Saka for 180 minutes. Well, I tell you what, if I was Bukayo Saka's manager, I'd play him for 180 minutes. I don't fault Southgate for that. He's one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, and we need to tie him to a contract as soon as possible.
He will be tied to a contract. You don't worry about that. Who do you think he's going to go to? Liverpool? You know,
no, I think he starts through and through. I just want to pull up
Ed, if you're going to do the show, you do your research. Right. It was Liverpool who beat Bournemouth 9-0, not Man City. Right? Not Man City. It was Liverpool who beat them.
I love it.
Just saying. No, we have standards on this show. Just saying. But what I do want to say about the goal difference, and this is a serious point. Normally, when you look at teams vying for the league, right, you look at the goal difference, and sometimes, you know, one team is 20 goals better than the other in terms of goal difference, right? And you can kind of say, as the race comes to a close, that's going to tell because they're beating teams easier than the team that's chasing them or whatever. Like, we're only 2 goals inferior to Man City, right? And that will tell you the challenge that we're putting in. So it was a good day, another good performance. They're all cup finals now, and we're right in there with a shout. And I was really, really pleased on Saturday with what I saw, because we could have let that result, the game before us, kind of get to us and cause a bit of tension. Just didn't happen. I heard Miguel Delaney on the Matt Cooper show this evening saying he was at the game. You know, he writes for the Independent.
Yeah, he scored 2. Yeah.
Well, and he was saying, well, he couldn't believe how relaxed Arsenal were.
Because we've got the winning mentality now.
Because they do what they do.
Yeah. They don't panic because they know there's a way through. You're man of the match, Eamon?
Ben White.
Ben White, yeah. Yeah, me and Ed were saying that as well on Saturday. Yeah, he played really well. I just want, before I come to you, Ozzy and Martin, just want to have to say a big shout out to Arsenal and Leeds themselves for the 2 mascots holding up the David Roke has the jerseys. It was a really nice touch. On the 7-minute, lads, was there a chant for Rocky?
There was a bit, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's loud as I thought it would be, but yeah, there was.
Yeah, his 22nd anniversary was the 34th. Sad loss, as we mentioned in our last show, sadly. Yeah. Ozzy, you were at the match as well. Your viewpoint, what did you make of the game?
Yeah, so Eamon touched on quite a few points I was going to say there, really, because that response to the lunchtime kickoff was massive for me.
Yeah, big time.
That first 30 minutes, yeah, they were tight. But you know what? I always felt that we was in control of the game. I didn't, even though they had the chances, it just felt like we was always in control of that game. It sort of reminded me of a sort of boxing match where you just keep them at arm's length and just keep running them down and down and down,
Yeah.
get them against the ropes and we hit them. It felt like that, to be honest. It did, like Eamon was saying, we was moving around the park. Our movement, our energy, we outdid them in all aspects of the pitch. And yeah, I know that's what Ed sort of mentioned earlier that at the start we wasn't quite. It reminded me of Bournemouth how we let our chance go quite early on. But other than that, really, I felt that yeah, we were done well. What I found was really interesting is that change in Saka. I thought that changed. I thought the team took a while to get used to that with Ben White and Saka. The sort of chemistry they've built up over the season. I felt that was lacking somewhat in the interchange between them two, and I thought it took us half an hour to get used to that as well, because there's quite an outlet there with Ben White to Saka, and I felt like because that was missing, it did make us slightly disjointed. But yeah, nonetheless, I thought Trossard had a good game. It just took us a while to get into it, but I think like what we said before on this podcast, haven't we? A lot of these teams are going to come and set out and try and frustrate us, and they did that for half an hour, and I think they were just going to try and get a goal and then try and sit back on it or try and keep us at bay, and like Eamon rightfully said, we absolutely pushed them, and you say the scoreline flattered us at the start, but I don't think it did. I think we just run them down to the point where we just kept on them. And we didn't. I don't think it flattered at all. I thought when I was at the game, I felt sorry for the fans to make that journey, if I'm honest, because I was speaking to a couple of Leeds fans on the way out of it, and you know they were saying the football we were playing, we just ground them down, and that's all we did. He said not many. They said our team's quite energetic, but you look like you had another gear, which says how far we've come, because we did look like we had another gear. I don't know about you, but what it looked like on TV, but it felt like they had an extra man on the pitch at times. And that really showed. I thought one of the things I was going to raise was I forgot how good Jesus was. I know he's saying he's not fit. Well, if he's not fit, then I can't wait till when he is, because he was dangerous. It was that I forgot what he's like to sort of shield the ball off, receive the ball, jockey people, and knock it. He's such a skillful player, and I forgot how good he was. I said that to the chap next to me at the ground. You know, he's been out so long, you sort of not forgot how you appreciate how good he is when you see him back, and I think he's going to be a massive difference to this and these next 9 games. I think what a time to come back for us. But yeah, I just thought the way with the goals, like I thought Xhaka scored that header like a centre forward. It was like a proper centre forward finish.
Yeah, well, yeah, Alan Smith.
You said it was a delightful pass from him. Oh, don't say Alan Smith, guy. We're setting Eamon up there for another impression there. Come on,
1989. Go on,
kind of a glancing header into the side.
Beautifully put, soldier.
There's still scousers who say he didn't touch it, but anyway.
I think we all know it came off that beautiful hairline.
But I thought the goals were fantastic. Like both those White and Jesus goals, I thought both of them, they were so fluid. The movement was so fluid. It was almost like, it reminded me of those sort of goals like Jack Wilshere used to score against Norwich. That sort of fluid movement. It's just coming natural, and we're playing with confidence. Like you say, not a team that's under pressure, not a team that's against it. We're playing with confidence, and we're solid. So, other than that, like I say, I'm glad to covered most of it. But again, I thought Holding was right. I thought Holding done his job. I know we know what Holding is. I like players that, of the way he sat on that bench all the season, waiting for his opportunity. Yeah, he's no frills. We get that. But as a backup centre back, I don't think you can get better in the league, if I'm honest. To back up, to come off the bench and play like he does. And I don't know. Yeah, he's not Saliba. He knows that.
Yeah.
He's quite happy not to be as well.
Yeah.
I thought he's been bloody brilliant last 2 games, and the credit to him. But yeah, that's my take.
Who was your man of the match, Ozzy?
It's all going different to everyone else. I'm Granit Xhaka. I thought Granit Xhaka was absolutely.
You
fantastic.
have to be different, don't you?
No. I, in my show notes I've done before. So yeah,
I
but
saw
no.
you changing it there. How dare you fool us?
I don't know. I was just putting compare Xhaka header to Alan Smith so I could get Eamon in again. That's what I put on my show notes. But no,
it's up for grabs now.
But no, look, Granit Xhaka, I thought he was fantastic. The way he was applauded off the pitch as well.
Yeah.
He was sang off the pitch.
And he looks
on
really
Saturday.
happy playing now, doesn't he? He's a smile on his face. But, you know, he's enjoying it now, isn't he?
What a turnaround.
Absolutely, Ozzy. Absolutely. Yeah. It looked electric atmosphere again. Myself, Ed and Martin were there. Martin, good to have you back on the show again. What your take on the match on Saturday?
Yeah, first of all, big shout out to all the guys that came to the River Bar, because again, like all the matches, I think in the last couple of weeks, not only the stadium is full, but also the River Bar is full.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is brilliant. What's even better is we're getting a lot of tourists coming as well. So we got loads of Americans, we got loads of people from different kind of countries. They find us over the social media, and they just they can't believe when they come to our club and they're comparing it to their own clubs where they come from. So fair play, that was great. Atmosphere was good. To the game, yeah, talking about Rob Grealish with his lovely hair, and he's nearly getting the whole thing for everything. So fair play. He might need to work on his calves, but he's all right. Xhaka, what a man! When was it? The 5 goals in this season. He scored 4 goals in the last 3 games. He scored for Switzerland as well. So he is having the time of his life, and yeah, it's just really, really good that he gets applauded off, because compared to what happened to him a couple of years ago, it's just a complete different man, and I blame Zinchenko for that, because he just made him what he's doing now, and that's exactly what he was supposed to do. Beside that, yeah, I don't think there's much what you didn't mention already. I think, as Eamon said, sluggish start, obviously, because we didn't have Saka on the wing, and with Ben White not being 100% fit either, and to get that rhythm going, I think that just took a bit of going. But once we got going, there was no chance we're gonna lose this game. And as you said, they were so relaxed, and it just looked. I'm actually enjoyed this as much as a game in the River Bar, because it wasn't sitting on needles and waiting for to go 3-2 up again. I actually like them games much more. They're much better for my heart. But yeah, it's but yeah, no, it's absolutely, it's brilliant. And talking about the goal difference, I think one of the main issues, and I think is as well, is when we're talking about man of the match, where we can't make up who is going to be the man of the match. Because if you look at who scored, we have 13 outfield players who scored goals this season. 10 of them scored more than 2 goals, which is absolutely amazing, and that's why we have so many goals. And our defense is not bad either, so that just really helps, So look, that's what my take on it is. We had 6 shots on goal, they had 5 shots on goal, we scored 4, they scored 1. So that's the big thing for it. We won. Big game coming up on Easter Sunday. Let's hope that Jesus can rise again from that as well. And he might have came too early on Palm Sunday. So let's see how we get on.
In Jesus we trust. Your man of the match, Eamon, or sorry, your man of the match, Martin, from Saturday.
we all again. It's so hard to think what actually for me one of the key points, and I think that's mentioned somewhere as well, is to give the penalty to Jesus from Odegaard.
Yeah.
He had the ball in his hand. He was standing there waiting. He waited for it to be confirmed by VAR, and then he gave the ball to Jesus. And I think that could be absolutely momentous for the rest of the season, because he scored a goal. He scored a second goal. If Odegaard would have taken that goal, we never know he would have got it. So again, it just shows what kind of leader he is, what kind of a man he is. He doesn't care about anybody else beside the team. And yeah, for me, I give it any time to Odegaard, and as I said, there's all its players just great. Actually, one thing, Ben White, what a man as well. he doesn't watch football. I think that's absolutely incredible because that was he said in the interview. He said, "Did you watch the Man City game?" He said, "No, I don't watch football."
He said that, did
But
he?
yeah, he said like
Yeah,
he
he
doesn't
doesn't
watch
watch
football.
Doesn't
Yeah,
watch
so
football at all.
he just plays football, and he said, "Well, fair play to him.
He
Like, you
does
know,
the
if he plays like
gardening
that,
instead, yeah. I have to say,
exactly. Yeah,
he does a
so
great job on the Emirates pitch beforehand. What a gardener.
yeah. So look,
Yeah.
it's hard to call it a man of the match, but
Yeah.
yeah, for me, just for being a leader, Martin Odegaard.
I'd have to give mine to Aaron Ramsdale just for the save in the first
Yeah.
few seconds, and then from Aronson.
Jesus, you could have thrown your cap on that one.
I was yeah. Look, I think he's just been immense these last 2 seasons. You know,
he had a great game. He did.
no, he
had a great
did.
Yeah.
You know, considering he's gone down with 2 different clubs in the last few years, and to come into Arsenal, get Leno
And
off top
he was
spot,
unlucky as well with the goal, I thought, because like Zinchenko deflected
Yeah.
it. If he
Yeah,
wouldn't have
he would have
deflected, he would
saved
have
it. I
saved
think.
it.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it's one of these goals. It's a shame that it's not a clean sheet, but
Yeah.
look, you can't have it
Yeah.
all.
Look, at the end of the day, we're not conceding many, and the ones we are conceding are just when we're well ahead, we're just taking the foot off the gas. But you know,
Yeah.
look,
True.
look, our goal difference is immense compared to last season. It's as it stands, we're 29 played, 23 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, 70 goals, 27 conceded, and 72 points, 8 cleared of City. You can't go wrong with that. You know, we've clawed back the goal difference in the last 3 or 4 games. That's actually our 6th win in a row from that Manchester City defeat back in February.
7.
7, yeah.
7. This is 37th. As you can see, the research is immense that goes into the show. No, but yeah, it's going to be a difficult month from here on in. But we take game by game, and we've got week on week now to prepare. So we could do with Leicester City all over again. Brendan Rodgers, are you listening? That brings us on to the preview of Liverpool on Sunday. Away at Anfield, always a tough game, this one. We're currently 30 points ahead of Liverpool, who lie 8, which is quite incredible compared to the last few
Never
seasons.
think you'd hear those words said in for many years.
Yeah, after the last 3 seasons, I never thought I'd see Liverpool not even possibly making the Champions League by the looks, which is just incredible. But look, they never strengthened after those 3 or 4 good seasons. You know, they relied on players down to keep that up. You know,
They bought 4 players that just didn't turn out. You know.
yeah. Look, they need an Edu there to get their transfer business proper. No, of course, last season we'll all remember. I think it was back in November. We lost 4-0 there at Anfield, and up to about half an hour we were well in it, and the floodgates sadly open. But I think it's going to be a different match for them this season at Anfield. We won 3-2 at the Emirates. An early goal, of course, by Martinelli, and that set the game on its way. I don't fear going to Anfield, being honest. The crowd will. I think the first goal will be the big one in this game, in my opinion. If we get the first goal, we'll silence the fans, and they will give us a game. But I'd be very confident of getting a win here. I probably eat my words that Sunday night, but no, I think we're playing that well, home and away this season. We shouldn't fear anyone, you know. Big name manager or not. I go back to you, Ed. How do you see this game going at Anfield Sunday?
I'm always worried. I mean, I've seen just too many games where it just hasn't gone our way. I mean, the last time I was happy at an Anfield game was Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Scoring. That's going back a long time. But I think, yes, you said, like, you know, Liverpool just they're old men now. They're you know, it's a walking football team, and how they managed to beat you know, the Man United are a farce, but you know, the 7-0 on them, I thought that would have turned around Liverpool's season and they'd have pushed on from it, but they haven't. They've just reverted back to mediocrity. Like their midfield can't move. You know, their defense just is static. They've just lost their self-belief. And maybe some of them were overrated. Trent Arnold in particular, you know, but just, but it is Anfield, and I just never feel comfortable on you know, and you know, if the crowd get behind them, and you know, this is a big game for Liverpool. You know, they see us as a scalp to take. You know,
Yeah.
whether they want to do City a favour, I doubt it. But you know, it's just they'll see us as a target.
Yeah, it's the danger of that bounce back, isn't it? After getting the walloping off Man City last Saturday, yeah. But I think we're a different Arsenal now going to Anfield than over the last few seasons, where once we concede the first one or two, we just put their heads down. I think there's a lot more fight in this Arsenal team now, as we showed against Liverpool in October, which kind of shocked them in a way. Yeah, how we put them away. Eamon, how do you see the game at Anfield?
Well, the first thing, Liverpool did strengthen. They just strengthened in all the wrong areas.
Yeah,
They ignored midfield and started buying attackers left, right, and centre.
Yeah, they ignored.
It was almost reckless transfer business that they did. You know, and I think a lot of that's because they lost Mane, and that
Mane's a big loss. Yeah, Mane was a bad. Yeah.
Mane, Firmino, and Salah was just incredible. You know, incredible. One of the best I've seen in all my years watching football. You know,
and that says a lot, Eamon. Yeah, that's a compliment there. Yeah.
Absolutely. And when Ed says the midfield can't move, that's where they need to strengthen.
Yeah.
Jordan Henderson's legs are shot.
Gone.
Yeah.
Fabinho's gone.
Harvey Elliott is only, he's coming on. So the whole trick about Sunday rather, is we have to get the game played in midfield.
Yeah.
Like, because if we get the game played where they're pumping it up to Darwin Núñez or Jota or whoever it's up there, Salah, they score goals by going over the top nowadays. They can't play through midfield.
Yeah.
And we've got to stop that. We've got to stop that. And we've got the game played on their terms, because if the game is played through midfield, we're better than them. Right? But they are dangerous. And the one thing we have to do is stop this bloody Arsenal course where there's always a play. If Firmino scores against us once more, sweet Jesus. I mean, he's barely played this season.
He seems to score all the time.
Jota is another fella.
Yeah.
Jota, for what? Like, it's just, we've got to stop all that. We've got to go up there with the view. We're going to play the game on our terms. It's going to come through midfield. That's where it's going to go. We're going to be ready for a long ball over the top, but we're going to get the game played in midfield. And I think if we can do that, we can win. But I would never, ever think that going up to Anfield is a shoe-in, because it's not.
No, it's not. No,
it is not.
Yeah, yeah, because we went there, Eamon, you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, that when Maitland-Niles got the goal, do you remember that we scored first, and then I think we lost 4 or 5-1 that day? Remember, it was just. But
I'll tell you what happened there, Jonathan. What happened was we were in whatever the club was at that time. The power went off. Maitland-Niles had just scored, but it's not the power came. It was actually with Mr. Scanlon, right? Yeah. By the time the power came back on, Firmino was running in a second goal.
I don't think there's any power left in that Gergen, or whatever you call it, Martin, in German. Klopp's Gegenpress days are over with that team. They can't put that pressure on.
I want to be fair to Liverpool here. That Liverpool team is one of the best watches I've ever seen in Premier League football.
Hands down.
When they were on their game. So let's not all go, I heard the papers today saying they've turned from mentality monsters into whatever, like teddy bears or whatever. That Liverpool team was incredible. And when I look at Man City and the way the club is being run, even though when I was a boy, I'd have much preferred Man City to win over Liverpool all the time, because Liverpool made my childhood a misery. And I don't like them. But I have to say, what Liverpool were contending against, to be getting 94 and 5 points. Yeah, we might come out the bad end of that this season. Just remember that. So a little bit of humility involved here. Yeah. Liverpool on not a kind of cash-rich owner. Liverpool have run the club the right way. They played the right way. I just think they made the wrong choices in terms of player recruitment, and they've neglected their midfield. I don't know how they managed to do that.
Yeah.
So
before I move on to you, Ozzy, Eamon, do you feel the first goal on Sunday is crucial in the game?
Well, goals change games, Jonathan. Goals they do. As your namesake would say, goals dictate games. But I just feel with this team that we have, it's almost as if we're mentally conditioned. If we concede a goal, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Compared to other seasons, yeah.
Compared to other seasons. So
yeah.
I don't like they've done us 5-1 and 4-0 like 3 times out of the last 5 seasons.
Yeah.
You know? I remember when we went up there in 2014, we were flying high in the league. The year that Brendan Rodgers nearly won the league for them. But around about February, we went up there and we were the ones flying high.
Yeah.
We got 5-1. We conceded a goal in the first 2 minutes from a bloody corner. You know.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think we're made of more resilient stuff than that now, and I'd be hopeful that we can come away with a result. You know.
Yeah, and that's a real positive thing to say. You know, because past season we would have wrote this game off as a defeat. Yeah. Ozzy, how do you see the game going Sunday yourself? Are you going to it or anything?
No. I wish I was a Liverpool away. Yeah, the away game again, isn't it? Look, I think the lads have got it spot on, really, to be honest. It's Liverpool away. They're a tough side to go against. You don't know what Liverpool team's going to turn up. What is consistent with every decent win they've had this season, and I include the 7-0 versus United and the 2-0 at Newcastle, because that wasn't an easy game for them. What you do see is the common theme is that Gakpo, Núñez, and Salah are playing up front together, and I think them as a three are quite difficult to play against. And I think any defence is going to struggle with them. And you made reference to the first goal there. I think if they get on top early doors, it's going to make it very difficult for us. But Eamon's completely spot on. I think for me, one of the key players in this whole game is Thomas Partey, and how he runs this game, because he's got to be able to protect the defence, he's got to be able to help holding, and he's got to be able to get that ball to Xhaka and Odegaard, and then we'll see how we push them. But for me, he's absolutely key player in this game.
That's what I meant by saying the game has to be played in midfield for that very reason.
You know? Thomas Partey is so key, key in this game.
He's becoming so influential, isn't he, Partey now?
Yeah. Because their front three is dangerous. Gakpo, Salah, and Núñez, on their day they can give anyone problems. And like you saw, they scored 6 of the 7 goals against United between them. And I just think, you know, let's talk about bringing Saliba back for the big games and managing his fitness. And I think that's really key. But then at the same time, do you want someone that's not fresh against them?
No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a tough ask, but they said they're going to manage Saliba into these sort of games, didn't they? So we'll see how that works out. But we've got to put our trust in the management for that. It's a big game, but like I say, it all depends on what Liverpool turn up for me. And it is crucial. I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think it's going to be I think there's going to be 1 goal in it, if I'm honest. And let's hope we're on the right side of it. But look, you know, a couple of years ago we were saying what Liverpool, you know, they're a well-run club. We'll be more like Liverpool. We're doing the same. I think I'm quite proud of the fact that, you know, and I do feel for Liverpool fans, as much as I dislike them. How they've had the last few years in the sort of shadow of Man City, who've kind of brought their way. And if that ever turns out to be, you know, whatever that investigation does, I will feel for them, because they've had a few titles robbed off them, I believe, over the last few years. But saying that, look, it's our turn now to give it a go, and I think that we can push them. This is a key game. And I was saying to people, actually, I was speaking to quite a few people on Saturday, and a lot of people saying about, oh yeah, but if we beat, you know, what if Man City slip up here, Man City slip out? These are the games where we're going to earn it. And we need to remember that as us. We're going to win the league. We need to earn it.
We need to earn it, yeah.
100%. Yeah. And let's focus on and these are the games where we're going to earn the title. And if we can get over games like this, then we fully deserve to lift that trophy in the season. I don't want to gimme. Yeah, it make my blood pressure and my heart rate out sometimes, but you know what I mean. I think we need to earn it. So if we're going to win the league, we got to win games like this, or we got to get points from these games. So let's give it a go. What I say, 1 goal for me is going to be. It's going to be 1 goal in it. I think it's going to be tight.
Yeah, it's 9 big cup finals now till the end of May, isn't it now? Yeah, it's Martin, big one, and I say this will be the River Bar will be rocking for this one, definitely. Being Easter
but
Sunday.
the only thing is Easter Sunday, like like it depends, like who's going. I won't be because I'm going to Cavan, unfortunately.
Sacked in the morning.
But sacked in the morning. But no, but look, as all the guys just mentioned, going to Anfield is never going to be easy. One good thing is they're going to play on Tuesday against Chelsea, so they have another game in between, before they meet us. So that means we have 5 days where we can do a bit of recovering, bit of training. Like we should be the fresher team to go up there. Second of all is, I think when we can talk about management, it was great to see our manager taking Jorginho on for party, so resting him, because as you said, we need him for Liverpool. He's going to be absolutely influential, and it's great to see. It's not great if you have a fantasy football team and after 59 minutes he's taken off, but look, it's okay. We forgive him that. But no, it's going to be a good game, I think. As Ozzy said, I don't think there's going to be much in between, like probably one goal. I'd say like maybe a 2-1. Could be a 2-all. I'd take a point, to be fair. But because, as I said, it's never easy to go up there. And Liverpool messed up with what did they buy Arthur? Did he play a game yet?
He did,
we were supposed I remember we were supposed to go after him 2 years ago, and thank God we didn't get him. But that's what you have, and they are an old team, that's just what it is. And sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. And but it is hard for them. Because I think they don't have the money, as EAMONN said, they don't have the billionaire behind them. But sometimes it might not be as good. If you can see with Chelsea, spending 600 million the last 2 years, and where are they now? They're not even in the top half. So look, I just think our team is that good, and going down a goal might not be too bad. Look at Madrid fucking scored 5 goals, and Manchester City scored 4. So look, I think we are now a team that when somebody scores against us, we can come back. And, we're not afraid anymore of that. And let's hope that it's not going to be. But I think even if they do score early, I think we still can do, that's what we do. And we have to earn it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a big one. That's Sky Sports 4:30 kickoff. And I think City played before us, don't they? It's going to be back and forth.
No,
I think.
City are not going to play, I don't think.
Are they not playing next week?
No, I don't think so.
I think they are actually. I think it's Saturday. Yeah, they're playing Southampton. Southampton on the Saturday away. That is.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a 4 or 5-0 again.
That's not a gimme. That's not a gimme, mate. I'll tell you
that. They'll hammer them. They'll batter
You
them.
did mention the draw there, Martin.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah. I don't know. Southampton, Southampton have got a few results against them, haven't they, at Dell? Or sorry, here's hoping. But look, we have to do our own.
I was talking to a guy after from Manchester after Southampton beat them in the League Cup.
Yeah.
Or the Carabao Cup, whatever it's called. And he said the performance that day, now this guy's from Manchester, right? He said the performance that day was so frustrating.
Yeah, Southampton. Yeah.
We're sucking it, Balon.
Salas has them playing well. Southampton, in fairness, and of course, big shout out to Gavin Bazunu, who's a really good goalkeeper. Ireland's own. It's just unfortunate that Southampton never went the wrong road of signing youngsters when really need to sign a few experienced heads, But you never know. It's tight down the end as well. There's not much separating.
They're fighting for their lives, that's the worst teams you want to play.
And they're a club that Martin has managed.
Yeah, Martin, how dare you? How dare you? I tell you one thing, they gave us a game away as well. That's
tell you what, they're a club I really like. And, do you know what it is? They're used to going up and down. They're able to cope with that. It's built into their DNA,
Yeah, like in Norwich City, true, and West Brom, isn't it? Yeah.
But fun fact for you: Southampton's nowhere near Northampton. Just thought I'd tell you that.
Thanks.
Miles away.
Yeah, I think
it'd be close, but it's really not.
I think that one of them is near the sea there, Carl. One of them is beside the sea and the other one isn't.
Where's Middlehampton? Where's Middlehampton? No.
More Merlot than Perlo, Eamon, I think. I knew you were sipping on something good there.
That's going to be in the next. That question is going to be in the next quiz.
That's actually going to be in the next quiz. Yeah. I just like to say as well. The lad sitting beside Martin, Shane, I think his name was Martin.
He is, yeah.
He says he really liked the quiz, and we got good feedback. Yeah.
Like the one thing and the feedback I have from this is some people, like, you know, when they listen to the podcast, they listen in and then they hear Johnny's voice and they turn off. But actually,
that's the end of you for good.
No, some people went into this and said, I'm gonna have a listen to this, and then they just couldn't get off it, you know. And then the Telic or Seaman quiz came up, and I just kind of hooked them up, and they stayed there.
That was a crazy round.
That was brilliant. That was
fantastic. Yeah, no, as a lot of people actually just tuned in for that, and I think that's content people want, a bit of entertaining. And as I said, the next time we might actually do it like an open thing that we can get more people. We're gonna have a link where we can actually have inserting. We're still gonna tape it and put it up, but maybe we're gonna get more people on it as well, and maybe we can do that.
I always find though, yeah, no, Ozzy, you did a great job. I always find with a quiz, I've question marks about that.
Would you? more question marks than anything else.
I liked the one of John Motson about the sheepskin. He was pleased. It doesn't really. Absolutely, it's just for laughs alone. Eamon,
we just have to go. By the end of the season, we have to go through all the podcasts of the season and just get the best.
I still think
Stephen Arcelic gets it from me.
The off the ball Christmas special. Yeah, we can all go to the pub. You know what? The podcast by itself.
That round was born by me. That round was born by me just wanting to say, is that Seaman or Selleck on your
Harry Monk there with his moustache.
Oh God!
Little dick killers.
Harry Monk.
I have to say it's a class trophy, Ozzy. Let's hope that's not the only trophy we'll be seeing at the end of the season. Here, TOTTE, big name manager trophy for you. Is there anything else, lads, football related or Arsenal related, like mentioned?
Just like congratulations to Nelson winning the goal of the month from BBC from Match of the Day. Like, you know, what a cracker. Like well deserved, I think. And and
absolutely.
again, manager of the month, player of the month, keeper of the month, or like save of the thing, you know. So look, we are on a high flyer at the moment, so let's keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right.
And as Eamon said, get on with it. Saturday, Sunday's gonna come. Let's get on with it.
As always, I'd like to thank the viewers and listeners for tuning in. You can catch our show on the Dublin Arsenal YouTube channel, on Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and check out justarsenal.com and vids. Give Pat a like and a subscribe, and to ourselves as well. I'd like to thank Martin, Ozzy, Eamon, and Ed. Thanks for coming on, Ed, for your debut. You've done really well. And as always, now till the end of the season, Eamon's going to sing us out. Take it away, Eamon.
We're all going to sing us out. We won the league at Anfield. We won it at the Lane.
Twice.
Stamford Bridge and Old Trafford. No one can say the same. Mikel Arteta's army. We're Arsenal true and true.
Where we'll sing
we sing it on the North Bank.
And we're
in the clock and two. Ole, 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 ole. Ole, ole. As I say, get on it.
I'd like to thank all the drink manufacturers who put the show, as always, together. It's all our opinions, not theirs. I'd like to thank everyone that I took part tonight as always. Thanks for the listeners for sticking it out this long as well.
Yeah.
We'll have a trophy, but come the end of the season for everyone that has stuck. That's true and true. No, thanks again to Martin who puts the show together for us as well. Without Martin, I think we'd all agree there wouldn't be this
podcast is the epidural of entertainment.
Anyone that hasn't hit the bottle listening to us for the last 2 years, there's something wrong with it. You put us through the wire. I have to say a big shout out to the lads that look at it on the big screen, and we must be some sighted. You have to be fucking drunk to listen to us. Since I have to say, just before I finish up, I'd just like to thank everyone that does listen on the big screen. Tommy Turner is over. They were taking over. Please don't hang yourselves come the end of this. Big shout out to everyone and thanks for listening. See you again next Monday.
Okay, come on, you gunners.
Come on, you gunners. See you later. Bye.
Thanks.
Take care, guys. Yeah.
Take care, mate.
See you later. Bye.
Oh, what a funny show.